It's decision time on the C90. What do I do with it? I am thinking about selling it, to be honest. No, it's all back to standard. I've had me fun with the tinkering. It's all running nicely, actually. I've got the 00 Racing carburettor on it. I couldn't get it to run properly with the original. And even the Chinese cheap one didn't seem to work very well. So we've got the 00 Racing one on there. And it's running nicely. But I really don't know what to do. I want a new project. And I can't afford to run loads of different bikes. I can't afford to keep it and get another one. I've got the garage space, but not the bloody not the funds. And I'd like something a bit faster, like a 250, 350, 400, something like that. Might be modern, might be a classic. I really don't know. So I'm just going to have a ride round through Sheerness and to Queenborough, I think. Visit one of my view spots. Oh, it's hot and sticky today. I was going to go fishing at the Tesco lake, but it's frequented by the local hooligans, and as it's half term this week, I've got no doubt that there'll be some there, and I don't want to fish with them there. Probably get mugged for my fishing gear. As usual, there's loads of traffic, so I might take a little shortcut. It's a little shortcut through the town. Only possible on small bikes or push bikes. I don't think it's strictly legal, but you know me, I'm a bit of a rebel, so I'm going to do it anyway. And it always makes me chuckle doing these things. It's one over on the establishment, isn't it? So I'll go straight on here. Come on, mate. Funny, nobody goes around the mini roundabouts anymore. Have you noticed that? People just treat them as junctions. Alright, so you're allowed up here, but it's a dead end at the end. There's bollards. But there's a motorcycle-sized gap. Assuming people haven't parked in the way. So, is there enough room to get through there? Yeah, just about. Cool, this person's put his mirror in, that's a bit of luck. So I'm missing about 4 sets of traffic lights coming through here. So I come out of the back of Tesco's and Mackie D's. And there we go. I've completely bypassed all of the traffic lights. And it comes out on the Tesco roundabout. Oh, timed that wrong. So this is the Tesco lake where I go fishing, on the left and the right. Can't see any yobbos down there, but then it's as windy as anything. There's not so good fishing there when it's windy like that, because you can't see your float, because I like to float fish and the ripples obscure the float. Yeah, so have a think about what my next purchase might be. I don't want to go over 600. I'd like at least 30 brake horsepower, maybe a little bit less, and I want something fairly small and light, preferably. Certainly not over about 180 kilos, something manageable, and of course a low seat height for my dumpy little legs. So what machines are there? I'll tell you what I've been looking at, and I've seen a couple of that quite appeal to me, being a bit of a Ducati fan. The Monster 400, Ducati Monster 400. Quite a dinky little, well, I say dinky, it's not dinky, they're about 180 kilos. It's quite heavy really for a 400. But I just like them, you know, I've had a few Ducatis and I like them. So that's one option. The other one is something like a classic Honda CB350, the twin, CB360, the CB404, an early Yamaha twin of some sort, you know, like the RD350, RD250. I've got a budget of about 4,000 quid, so I should think I could get an RD250 or 350 for that. You won't get an LC for that, but I don't want an LC. I thought that lorry was going to keep going. I wouldn't have blamed him if he did, to be honest. Yeah, so have a think and put it in the comments what you think I could get. So don't forget, small and manageable, preferably up to 600cc, less than £4,000 in the UK. Or just keep the C90, because I do like it. It's a lovely little thing. And given the resources, I wouldn't hesitate to keep it. But I feel as if I've had my fun with it. I've had it for 4 years, done endless tinkering, but yeah, I'm a bit jaded with the Honda 90 layout, you know. Just want something different. Something different to play with. Oh, the other thing I was looking at was an MZ250, you know, like the Super 5, or what's the other one? I used to have a trophy, you know, the Earl's Fort trophy one with a, you know, the pig ugly one, and I've had a couple of Super 5s. And I really like those. The Super 5 being the favourite. It's got a better gearbox and it's a bit quicker. Doesn't look so pig ugly. So what do we reckon on this for a staring spot? Pretty nice, eh? I don't know how well that picks that up, but there's an old sailing barge over there on the mooring. The tide's mostly in, And there's the Isle of Grain over there. So it's not far across there is where Grain Fort is, where we've been a few times, if you watch my videos. And across there is Dead Man's Island. Called Dead Man's Island because they used to bury the Napoleonic prisoners. There used to be prison barges out there. What a hideous place to be that would. And when they died, they just buried them on that island. And where it's been eroded, there's bones and things all sticking out of the beaches, you know, out of the banks. Pretty hideous. You're not allowed there. I walked around there once, and yeah, I didn't. It was really spooky. I didn't have a very good experience. Yeah, it was horrible, creepy. But I should be getting a drone soon. How cool would that be to fly a drone from here across to Dead Man's Island? See if we can see any skulls. Alright, let's go. Yeah, back to bikes, possible purchases. The other thing I wouldn't mind is a trail bike. Not really a full-blown enduro, just a trail machine, like a Yamaha Cero. I think that's how you pronounce it. Probably isn't. I went and had a look at a Kawasaki TR250 the other day. That was down in Ramsgate. Rode down and had a look, and it was a nice looking bike with a low seat, but the engine had a nasty sort of rattle to it. I'll put a picture on the screen of the one I went to look at. It's still for sale actually. 2,750. He'd probably, you know, he'd probably come down a bit on that, probably get it for 2.5. But I wasn't keen on that rattly engine. So this is Queenborough Harbour. This is quite a nice little spot as well. It looks a lot better with the tide in. When the tide's out, it's just a muddy creek. There we are. Quite nice, eh? There's a fishing boat coming in by the looks of it. Never really done much. I've only ever been out on a boat once fishing, and that was only in like the harbour. But I'm not a very good sailor. If it's too rough, I'll get seasick. Going to make my way back. I've got to be home by 3 because I'm in charge of the dinner today. We're having roast pork, my favourite, because it's got the crackling on it. I do like a bit of crackling. Haven't had any pasties lately, so I'm going to do a pasty run. Probably not till next week, but there'll be a video very soon on probably the best pasties in Kent. I know where they are. I won't give anything away, but I shall be going to buy one of those and then find a really nice scenic spot to sit and eat it. And I've got somewhere in mind. Looking forward to that. Yeah, do you know what? It doesn't feel much slower, really. It is, though. It's just top speed's the same, but it just lacks a little bit of torque. Alright, I think we'll end the video here. I appreciate you listening to me waffle, and get it in the comments what you think. Any suggestions on a suitable machine, or just keep the C90. Who knows? Yep, we'll see you later. We'll see you on the next one. Cheerio for now.